as you know, this video is all about Cake, and specifically Cake on Planet Finance. Now, there are an awful lot of pools that are available on Planet Finance, as well as some other investment vehicles that you can use to maximize your Cake and to earn some pretty good rewards. Now, I'm going to ask everybody who's watching this video, if you're a Cake lover and you know other people that are also into Cake, send them a link to the video so they too can benefit from the wonderful offerings that are available on Planet Finance. Now, the first thing I'm going to look at is a number of Cake pools. And in fact, the first one we're going to look at is Cake-BNB. I'm going to show the first two in a little bit more detail, and then the rest I'll just basically tell you about them so you know there's a lot more available to you. Now, if you're going to invest some Cake and you want to pool it with BNB, there's a really amazing feature on Planet Finance called the Transform button. Now, if you click on that, it automatically knows that it needs a certain amount of Cake and BNB to create an LP. I'm going to use whatever BNB I have in my wallet just to demonstrate how that works. It automatically knows so much Cake, so much BNB gives you an LP of this size. Now, I'm not actually going to create the LP. I just wanted to show you how to do it. Now, let's say the transform function has gone through, you've got your LP, it'll be sitting up here in your wallet as so much LP. The next thing you have to do, of course, is click on max, and then it will take that amount, transfer it into this box, and after that you click on deposit. After confirming the transaction, your LP will now be in the vault, and you will immediately start earning the APY as shown here on your Cake-BNB LP. Now, the next one I want to show you is, drumroll please, or as in this case, prize wheel spin please. The Cake-USDT pool. I'm going to open this one up, and you'll see it's basically the same structure. I want to show you a couple of other things here now. In the vault details, we've got the LP price. This LP will actually be created on Pancake Swap rather. And the farm contract and so on, you can all look at if you click on these here. The fees associated with it, and here you can see that from Pancake Swap you're earning 38.47% APY, and the rest of the APY comes from Gamma. So Gamma is an integral part of any pool that you're going to create on Planet Finance. And the total APY here is, of course, this, which is much higher than the Cake-USDT APY being offered on Pancake Swap. Additionally, I want to point out a couple of new buttons here. A claim boost is basically when you're earning your interest on the LP in the vault, a portion of that, well, actually, let me get into that when we get over to the real Cake pool, because then it'll make a lot of sense. Let's close this one down. And in addition to the Cake-BNB and the Cake-USDT, as you can see here, our two prize wheels are spinning. And as they come to a stop, you'll see the two additional Cake pools that are available here. Now, let's go over to the vaults, which is where I want to continue our discussion about Cake. Let's open up the Cake vault. And you'll see it's also paying off a really nice APY, 0.20% in a 24-hour period. I'm really glad you're enjoying these videos. I'm getting some great feedback that the videos are helping people, just like you. These videos are not sponsored, so all I ask is please support me by liking the video, sharing the content, and subscribing. Thanks a lot. I have some Cake in my wallet, and all you really need to do is to select Max and click on Deposit. You would then confirm the transaction on your wallet. And bada bing, bada boom. When it's completed, the Cake will show up in the vault, is automatically earning Gamma and Cake. Now, the way that works is the Cake that is being earned is going to be reflected here. It's going to, over time, now I originally had filmed this once before, and due to a technical glitch, lost that screen recording, so I'm doing this over again now, so I can't actually show you the Gamma that was accrued in the vault. Basically, the Cake that is earned, it gets transferred into Gamma, and that is the case with all vaults on Planet Finance, and by clicking on Claim Boost, you would automatically be taking that earned Gamma, which was originated as Cake, and it puts it into your wallet. The same with your Gamma earnings. As soon as you click on Collect, you would collect those earnings, and the Gamma that was earned over a period of time, naturally on your LP, would show up in your wallet. Now, what I did on the initial recording is I actually had some boost here and some collection and some Gamma to be collected. And one nice feature with Planet Finance is as soon as you can claim this and claim that, or click that. But if you end up withdrawing the Cake from the vault, as I'm going to be doing here, click on Withdraw, approve that, and wait for the transaction to complete. It will automatically collect the boost and the Gamma and put it into your wallet all in one step, which is really, really nice. Now, as you can see, we're back here in our wallet. We have now $199. There's some fees, of course, for depositing and withdrawing. Now, some of you may say, okay, but what if I don't want to have my earnings in Gamma? Well, not a problem. We're going to go over here to Swap. We're going to want to receive Cake. We're going to use the Gamma that's in our wallet, and then it will automatically convert the Gamma that you have into Cake, and thereby you can get it back. Now, I'm not going to do that for the simple reason is that Cake, I mean, people love Cake. It's had a low point, it's had a high point of over $40 per Cake. People also say Cake is like a stable coin because it pretty much sits around $10 to $14 per Cake. And from my way of thinking is I don't want to convert an asset like Gamma, which has the potential of 2x, 5x, 10xing. Why would I convert that into something that I know is going to be practically a stable coin? So I would much rather keep the Gamma that I've earned in my wallet and then subsequently stake it so that I can get the maximum out of the Gamma that I've earned. So again, for those of you that love Cake, have to have Cake, here's the way to go about doing that. Now, the next thing I want to show you is the most exciting part and that is if we go over to our lending page. Okay, let's reconnect our wallet. Connect. And wait for the connection to come through. Now, one of the things I wanted to show you is that now we have Cake that we had previously staked is now in our wallet. And there's something that we can do with Cake that you won't find anywhere else except on Planet Finance. We're going to now stake this Cake, stake the maximum amount, and click on Supply. Confirm that transaction on our wallet. Now it failed because my fingerprint failed. So let's do it again. Click on Supply. Approve. And wait for the transaction to complete. Now it says it failed again. Now, this is really the interesting part, is because even though it said failed, I know in fact that it did complete because my Cake no longer is in the supply and earn, it's in the asset, it's in a supplied asset now. So always double check, even when it says it failed, maybe in fact it did go through. It just has to do with timeouts, and sometimes the Binance Smart Chain can be a little slow or whatever. The bottom line is it did succeed, and now we have Cake. And because in the last time I recorded this video, I had approved Cake being used as a collateral, which is why it's now still being highlighted here as a collateral, which basically means I can now use Cake and borrow against this Cake. The $200 I have here, I'm going to be able to borrow against. So to do that, I'm going to go over here to Cake. You can see here the borrow rate is negative 14%, even though I'm on level 3, 50% discount, which is really important to have if you're going to be borrowing assets. But when I stake the Cake, I'm earning 52% APY. So, I mean, I've got to win on this situation. So let's go over here to Cake, which is under the Borrow Crypto. Select Cake. I'm going to switch over to USD, and I'm going to borrow $200 worth of Cake. I've supplied 200, and I'm going to borrow 200. Now I click on Borrow. Confirm the transaction on my Trust wallet. It says the transaction failed again, which I still think is due to the fact that the Binance Smart Chain is terribly busy right now. So I'm going to double check by closing this window and doing a refresh. And you can see I now have borrowed the $200 in Cake. It's now showing minus 37% because that's the borrow fee if you were not on level 3. Now, as the page loads, we're now loaded and we're at the 3% discount level. And now you can see the Cake borrow percentage is down to minus 14. It makes a big difference to get your gamma staked in order to achieve this level of discount. Now the next thing to do is we're going to take that Cake that is in our wallet, and then we're going to resupply it. I'm going to approve that transaction and wait for it to complete. This time the transaction confirmed complete. And if we close this dialog here, you'll now see we now have $400 worth of Cake. We started with 200, now we've doubled that. And we can continue doing that if we want. We don't have to. As long as our borrow limit here remains less than, say, 75%, we're in a good situation to not have to worry about getting liquidated. Now, because we're borrowing the same asset as we're staking, it really doesn't matter. In fact, let's go here and borrow another $200. Okay, here I've made the mistake, and this is something to be aware of. I got caught on this once before. I'm now trying to borrow 200 cake, and that's a little bit more than $200, which is why it says here borrow limit exceeded. So I'm going to switch over to USD. I'm going to correct that and say I want $200 worth of USD, worth of cake. Borrow that. So to summarize, here we've shown that you can actually double your cake, which is why I call this video Have Your Cake and Eat It Too. And we're now earning double, 52% on $400 instead of $200. So this will just give you an idea of the potential of cake and what you can do with it. You can choose to put it into a pool, low risk or lower risk, or you can actually take it and flip it a couple of times or fold it a couple of times, as is commonly referred to, and turn $200 into $600 worth of cake, and then you're making a much larger APY. So I hope you enjoyed this and can see that cake on Planet Finance is definitely something you want to look into if you're a cake lover. Thanks for watching. And if you liked the video, smash that like button below. Send us your comments. We'd really love to hear from you about what you thought of the video, about what videos you'd like to see in the future. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button and click the bell to be notified of when they come out. That's all for now. God bless.